Hey social media friends, how we doing? I'm back, second video on a roll. No. Right, so the last video I done, I spoke to you about how when everything in your life is just going all over the place and it can be quite stressful, that really all we ever have full control over are our thoughts and, more importantly, how we feel about them. Now, that was true, but it was also a kind of fudging of the truth, a bit of a red herring, if you like. Because although we have control over our thoughts, most of the time we don't even know we're having control over them. We just give it up to a subconsciousness. We make decisions based on what's happened before without really realizing what the moment is we're in. So we all have thoughts, don't we? Everyone has thoughts. I mean, you may be thinking now, what can I have for dinner? Should I put that holiday up? Why is Steve talking to me on my screen again? Please don't think that. So a quick Google search will say to you that the average human being has between 8,000 to 10,000 thoughts a day. But the other sources can be as high as 80,000. Now, that sounds a lot for me, but regardless, one thing they all agree on is that 80% of those thoughts, yes, 80% will be negative. And 95% of those thoughts will be recycled. We're just repeating the same pattern. So what that means to you and me is that we spend 80% of our day in a negative mindset and 95% of that time not even bothering to question whether or not this is how things should be. We create our reality based on our programming. But then we can say, they're just thoughts. Really, what power can a thought have over me? Well, before we answer that question, let's just put that to the side with a pin in it, because, dear friends, I want to play a game with you. And who doesn't like games? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask you to find a place where you won't be disturbed for about 60 seconds. And then come back to me. Hit pause, come back when you're ready. Are you back? Brilliant. Right, make yourself comfortable. Sit down, become aware of your breathing, just let things come and go. Now, I want you to close your eyes and imagine for a second that you're in your kitchen. It's a warm summer's day, the sun is shining in through the window, and on the worktop in front of you is a chopping board with a lemon and a knife on it. You pick the lemon up with one hand, the knife with the other, and you cut it in half. Put the knife down, pick the lemon up, hold it in your hand, feel the cold waxiness against your fingertips, give it a bit of a squeeze and see the juice glistening in the sunlight. Maybe it runs down your fingers in much detail as you want to do. Now bring that lemon up to your mouth and lick it. Oh. Now what happened just then? I'm guessing that for most of you, you felt a flushing at the back of your throat as your brain sent saliva down to neutralise the acid. But what acid? There was no lemon. That, my friends, is the power of positive thought. The brain doesn't distinguish between what is truth and what is lies. It just simply accepts anything that is impressed upon it. You told yourself through licking a lemon and your mind acted accordingly. This is why it is so important that we become aware of our thoughts, because our minds respond to what we tell it. And if we live our days in 80% of a negative mindset and 95% just recycling past negative beliefs, we will never have a chance to experience a more positive, fulfilling life. So my advice to you is become aware of your thoughts at any given moment. Become aware of who you are, where you are, and more importantly, how you feel. Until next time, see you soon.